You drink coffee, man, or no?
Nah.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean, you've had it.
I have.
Mark Zuckerberg is a totally normal human being, and here's proof. Exhibit A, the college acceptance incident. Harvard University is the apotheosis of academic achievement. People will literally sacrifice their entire life to get into this school. Take a look at these people reacting to getting into Harvard. Now, take a look at Mark Zuckerberg reacting to getting into Harvard.
Yay.
Totally normal human. Exhibit B, the sweaty interview incident. Fast forward a few years and Facebook is a multi-billion-dollar company, but there's a problem. After a few sketchy privacy changes, it's been facing heavy backlash, not only from the media, but from the FTC. In an attempt to save his reputation, Zuck decides to go on one of his first on-stage interviews. And with the fate of his company in the balance, the pressure is on.
Do you feel like you're violating people's privacy? Do you feel like you're adequately portrayed?
So right off the bat, nothing screams complete and utter confidence like having the entire water supply of Zambia on your forehead. Zuck was sweatier during this interview than after doing the Murph challenge. And that's not even an exaggeration. But sometimes your pores do fail you, I understand. As long as he answers this question coherently and with confidence, everything will be okay.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff happened along the way. I think, there were real learning points and turning points along the way in terms of building things.
So, I thought that was a fascinating answer.
It's okay. You want to take off the hoodie?
I never take off the hoodie.
I know you don't. What's with that? There's a group of women in the audience that wish you would.
No.
Zuck won't be swayed by these trifling hoes, okay? The hoodie stays on.
Can you explain what this instant personalization thing was that you did and why you did it and what's the value of it to your users?
Maybe I should take off the hoodie.
Zuck took off the hoodie, and if you listen very carefully, you can hear noises akin to a lizard shedding off its skin.
This is a great moment in internet history.
What?
Oh my
really?
God, the inside of the hoodie, everybody. Take a moment. What is it? Making the
world more open and connected.
Oh my God, it's like a secret cult.
So instead of saving the reputation of his billion-dollar company, Mark Zuckerberg got up on stage, sweated profusely, and proceeded to show the world his Illuminati hoodie. I wouldn't have played this any different. Exhibit C, the I was human incident.
But it is gonna bother you because you're human, and I was human.
Well. This is what we call a Freudian slip. Exhibit D. In May of 2017, Zuck wanted to show off the Facebook Live feature in his backyard. But when users tuned in, they saw something a bit strange.
Hey everyone, we are live from my backyard where I am smoking a brisket and some ribs. I'm making meats now. Smoking these meats here. Our little meat smoking. Hopefully for Canadian Thanksgiving you get to eat a lot of brisket and ribs. How many of you guys are eating brisket and ribs tonight? Brisket and ribs. What are you guys making for dinner? Brisket and ribs, I hope.
So I think I have a theory as to what happened here. Remember that day when Grok would reply to everything talking about white genocide because its AI had been coded that way by Elon? That is definitely what happened here. Someone must have tinkered with the Zuck AI before the live stream, allowing us to see a few cracks in the facade. And also during this live stream, we got a Zuck car reveal. Now imagine you have $100 billion. What car are you gonna drive? A Lamborghini, a Porsche, a Rolls Royce?
My car is a Volkswagen GTI.
Yeah, he's definitely a sane human being. Fast forward to 2018, and after the Cambridge Analytica scandal, Zuck appears in front of Congress. This was a day of firsts for Mark. It was his first congressional testimony, and also his first time drinking water.
Time limits will be and must be strictly enforced given the number that we have here today.
Zuck drinks water like he secretly has rabies. As the testimony wore on, Zuck tried his best to keep up with the breakneck pace of the congressional senior home, but there was one particular moment that became completely legendary.
How do you sustain a business model in which users don't pay for your service?
Senator, we run ads.
I see.
The line between reality and a comedy show gets more and more Gaussian blurred every single day.
Hey, and welcome to Connect.
Today, we're going to talk about the metaverse. I want to share what we imagine is possible.
Exhibit F, the metaverse incident. In 2021, Zuck revealed his idea of a dystopian reality he called the metaverse. He doesn't know it yet, but it's gonna be a pretty big flop. So hopefully he doesn't, like, rename his company after it or anything.
I am proud to announce that starting today, our company is now Meta.
But during the metaverse reveal, there was one moment that I haven't seen anyone else talk about. So look at this really closely.
Speaking of that, I think it's time for my workout.
Did you see that? Look at the soulless, lifeless eyes, the glazed over default facial expression. Yeah, I know an android when I see one. Exhibit G, the quarter-life crisis. In mid-2023, Zuck revealed to the world that he was no longer a dork. See, now he was on some real man shit. He put on the gold chain, the $1 million watch, the aura farming tees, but he also changed up his lifestyle. He started grabbing other men and throwing them around, and he put a lot of effort into getting that crazy neck.
When you walked in here today, you look thicker. I saw your neck. I'm like, his neck's bigger. Your neck is bigger.
Zuck even started switching up his politics. His first move was allowing racism back on Facebook. Yes! 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 He also started cozying up a bit with his boy Donald Trump. Whether that was out of genuine love for the guy or a threat of life in prison, I guess we'll never know. But regardless, he's a new dude now. Like, a dude. And most importantly, we got a new Zuck car reveal.
What kind of car do you drive?
Right now, Blackwing CT5.
A Blackwing is pretty much a Hellcat for white people. It's a pretty beastly car, like 700 horsepower supercharged V8. Real manly car. Real man shit. Manly shit. Man shit.
I feel like you want your car to have almost as much horsepower as your helicopter. I feel like as a rule of thumb.
And thus concludes the transformation of Mark Zuckerberg from a normal human being to an even more normal human being. But there's one last thing to consider when it comes to Mark. The amount of pressure that this man is under on a daily basis is completely incomprehensible. I mean, if you look at the sweaty interview incident, Mark was 26. He was a computer science guy getting grilled on stage with billions of dollars on the line. How else would you expect that to go? So Zuck definitely has his work cut out for him, but there's one reason why you shouldn't feel bad. It's because Zuck wants the smoke. He has formed his company around him having complete and utter supreme control. If you look at the top Meta shareholders, you'll see the usual suspects: Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street. Zuck only has 13.5%. But this is not the full story. Facebook has two kinds of shares, Class A and Class B. When it comes to voting power, Class A shares give you 1 vote per share. Class B gives you 10 votes per share. Mark Zuckerberg has less than 1 million Class A shares, but he has 344 million Class B shares, which is 99.7% of the supply, giving him the majority voting power of Meta. The company even acknowledges Zuck's total control as a risk factor. Zuck can single-handedly change the direction of the company with or without the support of other shareholders. So at the end of the day, Zuck gets all the smoke because he wants all the smoke. And yes, he is a lizard. A chameleon.